Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on our webinar, Selling a Sri Lanka Walker Tours Premier Luxury Itinerary for your clients. My name is Anna Kammerer. I work with Emerging Destinations, and we are a boutique sales and marketing representation company in the US and Canada. We represent a wide range of DMCs, DMOs, hotels, lodges, cruises, all across Asia, Africa, Europe, Central and South America. And you can see the list of our clients or partners in the portfolio on your screen now. You can also see on your screen now our website, emergingdestinations.com. We encourage you to visit our website, as you will find there amazing and useful information. For example, interesting blogs that you are free to use for your own marketing or sales purposes. So please, if you find any blog that is of your interest, please just use it for your social media, your own newsletters, or your own website. We also encourage you to follow us on our YouTube channel, to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Emerging Destinations 156. Where we are uploading all the different webinars and training sessions that we are conducting with our partners in the portfolio. And we also encourage you to follow us on Instagram, emerging_destinations, as we are also featuring some nice posts and latest news from our partners in the portfolio. Regarding today's webinar, we will be presenting a luxury itinerary with Walker Tours, our DMC partner in Sri Lanka. But because we are speaking about the Asia continent, just wanted to let you know that besides representing Walker Tours DMC, we are also representing India Exotica Travels, which is a DMC featuring and tailor-made itineraries in India, Nepal, and Bhutan, 3 amazing destinations. And we are also representing Bio Travel, which is a DMC serving 15 countries in the Asia Pacific region, from Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Thailand, different kind of countries in those in that Asia Pacific region. So if you have any booking requests, if you want to learn more about any of those partners that we have in the Asia continent, or you have any need in terms of training about any of the countries that these 3 partners in Asia are working with, please feel free to reach out to me after this webinar. You can see on your screen now my email address as well as my WhatsApp, and I will be more than happy either to schedule a Zoom meeting, a one-on-one with you, or if you want, we can bring to the call one of our partners in the Asia, and they will be conducting that specific training for you. But also, if you have interest or have any requests for the other regions where we operate, where we have partners, again, feel free to reach out to me, and I will be like a bridge between you and our partners in the portfolio. A few housekeeping notes before passing everything over Richinda Fernando, which is the Deputy General Manager for Walker Tours. This webinar is being recorded, so if you need to step away, answer the phone, or just go for a cup of coffee, don't worry, we are recording this webinar, and by the end of today, we will be sending you this webinar recording, as well as some other useful information from the destination Sri Lanka and from Walker Tours. So you will be able to watch this webinar again either later today or anytime, as you will get all the information in your inbox. We are also uploading the webinar recording on our YouTube channel, so anytime, even during weekends, if you're navigating in YouTube, you will be able to visit the playlist and watch this training session as well. And last but not least, all attendees are mute, but time permitting, we will be answering any questions you may have. You can type your questions on the control panel on your right, and time permitting, we will be answering those questions at the end of reaching the presentation. In case we run out of time, don't worry, we will ensure to send your questions to Ritinda, and he will be answering and sending the answer to your question by email. So you will get the answer to any doubt, any question you may have by email as well. So I think this is all on my side. Now I have the pleasure to invite for today's webinar to Ritinda Fernando. He is the Deputy General Manager for Walker Tours DMC, a well-established DMC in Sri Lanka, an amazing country, an amazing destination that you can work as a standalone destination or itinerary, or it works perfectly if you combine Sri Lanka with the Maldives, which I know it's like a very popular honeymoon destination. So if you're planning a trip to the Maldives for your clients, keep in mind Sri Lanka. That might be a very cool addition to a trip to the Maldives. So let me work on the platform and pass everything over to Ritinda.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and warm greetings from Sri Lanka. So I'll just introduce myself. My name is Richinda Fernando. You can call me Richie. I'm attached to Walker's Tours. I've been with the company for past 18 years. Right now, I'm heading the North American market, America and Canadian markets for the company. And so I'm going to take you all through a luxury tour of Sri Lanka. So I'm going to take you through the tour. And before that, I'll just give you a brief about our country. Sri Lanka is just 25,000 square miles of a tiny mini nation surrounded by the Indian Ocean. So when you talk about India is 60 times bigger than Sri Lanka. And we are surrounded by the Indian Ocean. We are closer to the equator. So throughout in our country, the temperature is around between 75, 80 Fahrenheit. We're a tropical country. We have 2 seasons. So Sri Lanka, when you talk about Sri Lanka is a full year country. So we have 2 seasons. One is the West Coast season, and the other one is the East Coast. So the West Coast season starts from November till April. So which is the winter period in United States and Canada, and also in the European region as well. And the summer, the East Coast starts from May till October. So when you talk about Sri Lanka, so yes, we do have the luxury segment. We do have the Reliance Shadow properties to $1,500 per night, per day per night hotel stays, the boutique hotels, the luxury hotels in our country. So we can cater and we can pamper the high-end client. We do have the clientele right now in our country. Before that, I'll just give you another small brief about the company. So we Walker's Tours is the main DMC, the destination management company under the group, under the John Keells Group. So John Keells Group is the biggest conglomerate in Sri Lanka. So we are into 7 sectors, industry sectors. We got over 14,000 staff working under the John Keells Group. So Walker's Tours is the main travel arm. So under Walker's Tours, we have the Travel, the luxury travel arm of Walker's Tours, which cater all the high-end clientele. And also we have the Nature Odyssey brand, so we can do all the nature tours, such as wildlife, etc. And also we have our own Ayu is for the wellness tourism. And so under the group, the Cinnamon hotel chain is owned by our group. So we got 12 resorts in the country, 4 stars and 5 stars, also located in the key locations, the key touristic locations in the country. And in Colombo, we got 4, and also we got our own golf resort in Kandy, 9-hole, 18-hole golf resort. And also we have our own domestic airline, so Cinnamon Air, so which we can do a charter flight as well. So if you have 7 to 8 passengers traveling, we can do the charter flight. Cinnamon Air, so we got the amphibian Cessnas in our fleet, which could land over water, and also can use the runway as well. And why Walker's Tours? So Walker's Tours, we have been in the industry for past 56 years with over 200 staff, and we have all dedicated and trained licensed chauffeurs and national guides, plus 500 plus vehicle fleet. And also we got the 24/7 airport service, certified chauffeurs, and also we got a insurance cover of US dollars 3 million per booking, which is a significant, which is a key thing that we promote. Apart from the insurance that your clients will have, we do cover from our end as well. And we are a 9th ISO company, 9001 and 14001. And we have partnership over 600 hotels in our country. And also we are the practitioners of responsible tourism. So next, this slide shows actually the seasons of the country. So the map, you see the East Coast and the West Coast. So this tour mainly is featured in the West Coast, which operates during the months of November till April. So before I take you all through the tour, I just give you a small brief about this slide. So in our country, we do have the wildlife. So we have the elusive leopard, which I will take you all through a slide, because you'll be staying one night in Yala. So Yala has the highest density for leopards in the whole world. And we got 5 to 6 national parks in Sri Lanka, which is famous for leopards, elephants, etc. And 20% of the land is dedicated to flora and fauna in our country. So we have seasons for birds, migratory birds, and we have the dolphins, we have the whales. Again, when it comes to whale watching, we have the highest density of sighting blue whales. The strike rate is over 80%. CNN actually had a documentary program before a couple of years back, and they had over 300 mark, 300. The count was 300 actually, blue whales and sperm whales. So after the 300 mark, they lost count. So we have the kite surfing and we have the surfing. So again, Arugambe is actually in the East Coast. He's famous for surfing, among the top 10 beaches. And also during the months of August, we have a bigger pageant happening in Kandy called the Asala Perahara. Around 100 elephants are parading, the dancers, the drummers, the fire dancers, etc. So it's one of the biggest cultural and religious events in Sri Lanka, which is happening during the month of August. It's a 10-day pageant. Okay, next one is the tour, which I'm going to take you all through. So day one, after arrival, we will be taking you to the Wallawwa. It's a fine boutique hotel closer to airport, just 20 minutes drive from airport. Since you all are traveling from far, especially from US, the flight times are quite long. So I would recommend 1 or 2 nights in Negombo. So in this particular program, I just get only 1 night. So From airport, it's just 20 minutes of a drive. And after that, we will take you to Anuradhapura, to the cultural triangle. Anuradhapura is a 2,500-year-old site. So Anuradhapura is a place where the Buddhism and the civilization began. So you could see a lot of Buddhist temple complexes, Buddhist temple ruins, which was built by the famous kings who ruled the country back in the days. And it will take approximately 4.5 hour drive, 4 to 4.5 hour drive from Wallawwa, from Negombo to Ulagalla, Anuradhapura. So Ulagalla Resort is a hotel where we are going to accommodate your clients. So Ulagalla again is a fantastic property. It's a luxury boutique property in the area. We'll have all the private pools, etc. And you will be having a relaxed time in Anuradhapura, or else you can visit the site, can do some sightseeing. So Anuradhapura, from the hotel to the site, it's just 20-minute drive. So you can visit Anuradhapura. Sri Mahabodhi is the world's oldest documented tree, which is just 20 minutes away. And with Ruan Valley Saya, it's another big temple complex. And you will stay overnight at Ulagalla Resort. Then on next day, in the morning, again, you are relaxed. You can do either the Anuradhapura site. You can visit all those. You can visit the sites, as I mentioned. Can go through the temple complexes, learn about the civilization, how it began, etc. The Buddhist monuments. And after visiting the site or having a relaxed time at the hotel, you can visit the Wilpattu National Park. So Wilpattu National Park is the biggest national park in Sri Lanka. It is famous for its unique villus, we call it, the natural lakes, and the dense forest landscape. Again, Wilpattu is famous for leopards, for the sloth bears or the elephants, the migratory birds, the different kinds of reptiles, etc. And after visiting Wilpattu National Park, you can head back to the hotel. It'll take about 45-minute drive back to the hotel, and you will be staying overnight at Ulagalla Resort. And then on next day, from Ulagalla, you can visit, in the morning, you can visit the Sigiriya Rock Fortress. So Sigiriya Rock Fortress is a fortress built on top of a rock, and is a 2,000-year-old, sorry, it's a 1,500-year-old site. You can see all the frescoes and how the water system, how the irrigation system was there during the days. So Sigiriya is like a must-visit site if you are visiting Sri Lanka. So it's just a 2.5 hour climb for the whole sightseeing will take for about 2.5 hours to maximum 3 hours. And the highlights of Sigiriya is the Lion Spa entrance, the panoramic view, and the water gardens in the area, and the mirror walls, etc. So then on the same day after visiting Sigiriya, you can head back to the hotel in Ulagalla, or you can do an optional tour at Minneriya National Park. Minneriya National Park again is a famous national park in the vicinity, so which is famous for elephants, especially for the migration. So there's a huge migration is happening around. You could see around 400 to 500 elephants at once. They are migrating from one park to another park. So we got 3 parks in the area. So depending on the water levels, elephants are migrating during the season. So May, June, July is a good time to see the migration. But if not, even if you travel during November to April, you could still see around sometimes even 200 to 300 elephants at once. And then on day 5 from Ulagalla, you'll be heading back to Kandy. So Kandy is famous again for the Temple of the Tooth, where the tooth relic of Lord Buddha is kept at. It's a sacred place, as I mentioned. The Kandy Esala Perahara is happening is happening mainly focusing on the Temple of the Tooth, which the casket will be taken out and will be carried. A relic has been carried throughout the 10 days. So from the drive will take around 2.5 or 3 hour drive approximately from Ulagalla to Kandy, and then en route you could visit a spice garden. Our country, Sri Lanka, is famous for spices. We use a lot of spices when it comes to our food. So if you have any luxury clientele, high-end clientele who wants to do a culinary tour, yes, we can do that. So Kandy again, you have the Royal Botanical Gardens. Then on the next day, you can visit the Royal Botanical Gardens in Peradeniya, established during the British colonial era. Spans over 60 hectares and is home for over 4,000 species of plants, including orchids, spices, etc. So you can do a walk in the park. So Kandy, I would say you can do the Temple of the Tooth and you can visit the park and you can take a walk in the market. You can get the local essence after going through the Kandy local market, which is famous when it comes to foreigners, especially the US, Canadian sectors. They would love to take that walk to get that local experience. And also in the latter part of the day, you can experience a cultural show in Kandy. And then overnight we'll be at the King's Pavilion Hotel in Kandy. So King's Pavilion, again, another fantastic boutique property with a beautiful scenery. And again, in Kandy, we got plenty of options when it comes to the luxury clientele. We got the W15 Hantana, so which is in a tea estate. So those are all tea estate bungalows, which was owned by the British governors back in the day. So those are all that were converted into boutique hotels now in Sri Lanka, and in Nuwara Eliya we have a famous hotel called Tea Factory. Is actually a tea factory converted into a hotel. So we got plenty of options when it comes to the luxury segment, as even in Ulagalla, in Habaran area, we got the Water Garden, Sigiriya, Villuyana. So all those boutique hotels are there in Sigiriya area as well. So when it comes to Kandy, again, we have the luxury hotels to cater to all the high-end clientele. And next from Kandy, we will head to the tea country. So we'll be going through Rambuda. It's a scenic drive actually from Rambuda from Kandy to Hatton. So in this luxury program, I'll be taking the clients to Hatton. So in Hatton is a tea country. So in Sri Lanka, we are very famous for tea, the best tea in the world. The brand Ceylon Tea. So it's produced in Sri Lanka. So the best tea comes from these Central Highlands. So we got 3 types: the low grown, the mid grown, and the high grown. The best tea is the high grown. The high grown comes from the Central Highlands. You will visit. The clients will be taken to a tea factory to get an experience, and we'll get a chance to pluck leaves and taste in different grades. And all that can be done during the stay in Hatton or Nuwara Eliya. So there's the special thing about Hatton is we got a beautiful boutique property in Hatton called Tea Trails. So it's got 4 bungalows, the Tianjin, the Norwood, Castlereagh, etc. And also we have the Wallawwa by Uga. So Tea Trails in Hatton is a Reliance Chateau property. You will be having all the personal butlers. You'll have all the luxury services, and even if you want to do a charter flight or helicopter tour from Kandy to Nuwara Hatton, or even from Habarana to Hatton or Nuwara, you can do that. Either you can do a charter flight from through Cinnamon Neo or a helicopter ride, or you can take a scheduled flight as well. We have the scheduled flights landing over water in the Castlereagh. So you can do some optional activities such as cycling, private picnic, estate walks. And as I mentioned, the clients will get a chance to pluck leaves depending on the availability. And the overnight stay will be at Tea Trails Hotel. So after a couple of nights or 3 nights, it depends on client's request, we can head through to Yala. During this journey, Hatton to Yala, we have another scenic train ride, which goes through the Alla Nine Arch Bridge. So the train ride will take for about 3 to 4 hours. So the tickets will be on availability. We could say 1 month prior because we have a very limited number of seats. We can add that also to get the special experience. And en route to Yala, we will be stopping in Ella, another scenic place to visit in Sri Lanka, which has another set of boutique properties. And in Yala, you will be accommodated at either at Ugachena Huts or Wild Coast Tented Villa. So Yala, again, we got plenty of boutique options, luxury options. So Hilton Yala is a luxury property. Uga Chena Huts is a luxury property. Wild Coast Tented Lodges, again a Reliance Chateau property. They won the Michelin Award. Recently, they won the Michelin Award as well. So another Reliance Chateau property in Yala. So we got the options to accommodate all the luxury clientele. And then Yala, after the first night on day 2, we can do safari. You can get a safari experience at Yala National Park. As I mentioned, Yala has the highest density for leopards. Again, there's a chances of seeing elephants, sloth bears, the crocodiles, the peacocks, the birds, the species, numerous bird species, etc. And in Yala, since we are catering to all the luxury clientele, all the safaris will be guided by an expert tracker in a luxury jeep. So it will be a private tour for your clients. And again, the overnight stay we can arrange in a property in Yala. So there's another speciality about these properties. If you talk about Wild Coast Tented Lodges, the Uga property, the Hilton Yala, so all that is in the border. So from the property to the Yala main entrance, the national park entrance, it just takes about maximum 10 to 10 minutes of the drive. So maximum it will be 15 minutes. So it's in the border after the fence. So it's something special that the clients will experience in Yala. And next we head to the south coast. We'll be coming to Weligama area, passing Tangol. Again, Tangol is it's a deep down south. Again, it's famous for boutique options. We have an Aman property in Tangol called Aman Valla, and also we got Anantara in Tangol. So Galle again is a World UNESCO Heritage Site. In Sri Lanka, we got 8 World UNESCO Heritage Sites. So this was in the 17th century. This is a Dutch fort, the Dutch fortress, the end of colonial architecture, etc. And you can take a walk on the rampart if the clients can take a walk on the rampart. And in Galle again, we have an Aman property called Ulagalla. It's inside the fortress. And the overnight stay will be the 2 or 3 beach stay would be at Cape Weligama. Is another Reliance Chateau property. It's on a cliff. The hotel is built on a cliff. You will have a panoramic view, an infinity pool in the property. So during your stay in Weligama or Goa, that area, you can do a whale watching excursion. You can take a whale watching excursion. So the whole excursion will take for about 4 to 5 hours early in the morning. So you will leave from the Mirisa Harbor. And as I mentioned, we are famous. This area, this coastal, especially this Weligama Miris area, is famous for the whales, for the dolphins, especially for the blue whales. Last time when the CNN did the program, did the documentary, they had 300. The count was 300, and after the 300 count, they lost it. So we have the biggest sea mammal as well in our country, as well as the biggest mammal on land. And next is the departure. After the 12-night stay, you can take a flight back, or else if you want to extend, if you want to add some beach options, yes, we can do it. As I mentioned, Sri Lanka, before I conclude, is teeny weeny, but we are famous now. That's what we are doing. So we are educating the clientele in the US, the agents, the advisors, about our luxury tour segment. So we have been getting a lot of luxury bookings, especially with this type of hotels, and we do a lot of education tours. So we give the chance to all our travel advisors. Recently, we just concluded one, and we are happy to cater and we are happy to educate. Hence, I'm doing all these webinars. And as I mentioned, property-wise, we have got luxury properties in all the key touristic locations in our country, apart from the 4 stars and the 5 stars. So we have the relay and shadow properties. So if you want to do the helicopter transfers or the seaplane transfers, if you want to do the charter flights, yes, we can do all that. Our company will do all that. We have the capacity of doing all that. And in our country, we have the capacity to cater to all the luxury segment. And even when it comes to vehicles, it's the same. If you want a Vito or a Benz or a BMW, so we have all that as well. This is apart from the 4 and the 5 star segments. So if you do have any clients of that nature, if they want to do non-luxury tour with 4 and 5 star properties, yes, we are available, can do cater to that as well. So again, when you talk about the flight options, the connectivity, we have Qatar Airways. So all these Gulf airlines, they operate very strongly in our country, in Sri Lanka. So Qatar Airways, they got 5 daily flights, so you have ample connections. And Emirates, we got 3. If you're coming to the East Coast, you can use Emirates or Qatar Airways or Etihad. And if you're coming to the West Coast, you can use the Singapore Airlines, Thai Airlines, Cathay Pacific. So all that flies to Sri Lanka. And if you're coming through London, our own national carrier, Sri Lankan Airlines, we have flights from London to Sri Lanka. So you have that option as well. And these are some of the awards that Walkers Tours have been winning. So we were the best DMC, Sri Lanka's leading destination management company from, and we won the World Travel, we were the winner at the World Travel Awards, being the best, being the leading destination management company. And we won the best sustainable practices in specified tourist services, and also members of Travel Life Partners. So we do all sustainable, and we are into responsible tourism. And our fleet, we contribute to the nature, we contribute to the environment as well. So the entire fleet of Walkers Tours is carbon neutral, and we are members of European Network for Accessible Tourism, INET, we call it. As I mentioned about our brand, Ayu is into wellness as well as for the accessible tourism segment as well. So that's about my presentation about the luxury segment of Sri Lanka with Walkers Tours. As I said, we have brands of Walkers Tours, Artravel, the Nature Odyssey, and the Ayu. So my humble request is to promote Sri Lanka, and we are ready to educate. We are ready to do more webinars, and our presence will be in US through emerging destinations, and also we will be traveling to US as well. So promote Sri Lanka, and if you have any questions, please pass it on to us. And if you want to do any tailor-made tourist tailor-made itinerary, a luxury predefined itinerary with, or maybe to culinary, maybe to wildlife, to luxury camping, we have the luxury camping options as well in our country, with all the boutique properties, with all luxury essence. Please talk to us if there's anything. I'll be more than happy to assist you all. If there's anything that you would need from our end. So thank you very much for joining this webinar. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Ritinda, for that presentation. And we are having already some questions coming along the control panel. So again, I encourage travel advisors connected today to type your questions on the control panel on your right. We are picking just a few because we are running out of time, but we will make sure to send the answer to the questions that we are not answering today by email. So don't worry about that. The first question I have on the control panel, Angela is asking if Walker Tours is coming to Canada. And actually, that is a great question, Angela. Ritinda and Pravat, who is the CEO, they are doing sales calls in US, and if they get the visa approved, they will be doing Canada as well. So just for you to know, not sure if you are subscribed to Emerging Destinations newsletters, but you will find there that we are doing with Walker Tours Arizona, Colorado, and California from August 31st until I think it's September 10 or 11, if I'm not wrong. And then the following week, if they get the visa approved, they will be doing Toronto. Besides that, it's important to mention that one of our team members, Jenna Farber, she's my colleague who is based in Canada. She lives in Saskatoon, and she's doing, well, actually, she's doing sales calls in Western Canada this week. She's doing some sales calls in Quebec and Montreal middle September, and she just came back from a farm trip in Sri Lanka with Walker Tours. So in case you can't meet Walker Tours in Canada, for sure we can schedule either an in-person meeting or a virtual meeting with my colleague Jenna in Canada. because she has been doing this itinerary last month with Walker Tours. So she's the best person actually in our team to speak about Sri Lanka. And if we have any travel advisor based in Arizona, Colorado, or California, please send me a note, an email. My email is anna@emergingdestinations.com. So I can inform you the different events that we are hosting, or we can schedule a one-on-one in person with them while we are doing the sales calls together in Arizona, Colorado, and California. So the other question we have here from Bonnie, she's a bit worried because she has heard that sometimes, depending on the season, Yala can be a bit crowded. So the safari experience sometimes is not the best one in terms of people because it gets crowded. So yes, answering your question, there are some other options that we can suggest or indicate depending on the itinerary and your client interest. I would highlight 4 actually in this call, but I will make sure to send you an email with all this information in written. One option is, sorry for the pronunciation, Galoya National Park. That is famous for boat safaris. So this is one amazing option. The other amazing option located in the northwest of Sri Lanka is Wilpattu National Park. Actually, it is the largest national park in Sri Lanka. So that is another option, less crowded than Yala. Then we have Wallawwa National Park, and that is located in the central province of Sri Lanka. And it's famous for being a hidden gem. So it receives very few visitors. And there are a lot of elephants to spot there. And then the last one is Ulagalla National Park. It is popular like Galoya, but it's much quieter than Galoya, and for sure it's an amazing option for elephant lovers. If they want to skip Yala, they can include Ulagalla National Park. But don't worry, Bonnie, I will type these difficult names in my follow-up email, so you will get that information. Then the other question or comment that we are getting on the control panel from Lori, she feels like this itinerary is a bit long for the amount of time that the US travelers have. Please, we know that 2 weeks, it's a lot of time. This is just an idea, and this is in general what we are doing with the webinars. We are not a stick, and no matter if it is Walker Tours or another partner in the portfolio, we are not a stick to this itinerary or just to this idea. We are picking different options, topics. We are trying to avoid different segments and to put together different ideas for the webinars. So this is a suggestion for someone who has 2 weeks and wants to cover, I would say, all over Sri Lanka. But of course, Walker Tours and all the DMCs that we have in the portfolio, they tailor-made absolutely everything. So depending on your client's amount of time, on your client's interest, if they are more in wildlife, if they are more in food and wine, in I don't know, museums, depending on what they want to see or experience, and of course, depending on the budget, is the different itinerary that each of our DMCs will be tailor-made and proposing to you and your clients. So this is only an idea on what you can do in Sri Lanka if you have a client on the luxury segment that has 2 weeks and want to cover as much as possible. But of course, we can reduce the amount of time. If they don't have 2 weeks, we can choose other hotels and other type of accommodations if they are not in the luxury segment, but they are interested in this kind of different spots that Regina has been presented today. or if they want to combine Sri Lanka with the Maldives or Sri Lanka with India. A lot of people is doing India, and we have an amazing partner there, which is India Exotica Travels. We can put together an itinerary covering exactly what your clients are looking for. And actually, now that I mentioned India, the fun trip that Jenna led last month in Sri Lanka, which was 12 or 13 days, they did almost this itinerary. One of the travel advisors joining that fun trip, she did India pre-Sri Lanka, and she did India with India Exotica Travels. So of course, we can mix and match two destinations with two partners, and we can help you tailor-made and create the best unique itinerary covering your clients' expectations in terms of length of time, accommodation, experiences, and budget. So again, this is only just an idea to spark your interest, but we can go further than this and do like longer or shorter itineraries. Okay. So this is those are all the questions that I have here on the control panel. Remember that by the end of today, I will be sending you this webinar recording, reaching the presentation, and also the suggested itinerary that he presented today. And I will include also a video tour of Sri Lanka in case you are new to the destination. And I will also include on a separate document, not only in the reaching the presentation, the map showing Sri Lanka, the different seasons and the different highlights that you can find in the different parts of the island, which I found it really very, very useful, especially when we are not, at least me, we don't have a lot of experience in a destination. So I will include all that material in the follow-up email that you will be getting later today. So please check your inbox or your spam folder. And again, if you want to schedule a one-on-one with either Jenna from Canada, who has been in Sri Lanka, or with Walker Tours with Regina or someone on his team, please just drop me an email and I will make sure to link to be like a bridge and schedule that accordingly. So that's all on my side. Once again, thank you for being there. Thank you for your interest. And I hope you can start selling in Sri Lanka with Walker Tours very, very soon. Have a great afternoon.